Hey, it's Jen from Not So Mystical Tarot. This is going to be your reading for Sun, Moon, or Rising sign of Aries for love, romance, relationships, July 2019. You can find me on Instagram at Not So Mystical Tarot or NotSoMysticalTarot.com if you would like a personal or private reading. I keep these short so you can watch your moon and rising signs to give you a little more clarification because this is just a general community reading, okay? All right, let's get started. We're going to do single, partner, and self-care, okay? So our singles, what do we have for our singles? Death. Well, okay, don't freak out over this. This is actually sometimes a nice card to get. It can mean that it's the end of a certain era, end of a relationship, probably one that you already knew was happening, or it can mean that something has already ended, but for you to move forward, you're going to want to let death kind of come through and clean up the mess that's left behind. Like you may have some unresolved issues or unfinished issues about another relationship. So before you involve yourself in anything else, maybe you've got some work to do on that front, you know, to kind of clean things up just a little bit. And what do we have? Okay, I'm just trying to get one more card here to give us a little more information. The Three of Pentacles. This may take some planning on your part. Three of Pentacles is all about when you are going to move forward, you move forward with a plan. So the Three of Pentacles is saying, you know, maybe you're not ready to handle all of this clearing out all at once. Maybe it's time to stop and kind of make a plan about, okay, first I'm going to, you know, get rid of the items this person gave me. Maybe I'm going to get rid of things they left behind. Maybe you'll go back and clean up your social media and take them off of there, that kind of stuff. If you don't have a recent past relationship, it could also just be that maybe you need to clean up kind of your emotional well-being before you do anything else. And having a plan to do that might really be something that helps you move forward. So it can be like you might be able to read like a self-help book about it, you know what I'm saying? But kind of put something in place to figure out a way to care for yourself and to kind of mend things for yourself before you move forward. That plan is really helpful, and it's very reassuring too, depending on you know what you've involved yourself in before. All right, we're going to move on to our married Aries. Love, relationship, romance for July 2019. And you've got your Six of Swords. Six of Swords is about moving away from things that don't work, but it's also about moving toward things that do. It's about travel. You may be planning a trip with the person that you really love, or planning to go see the person you really love. You may be planning on taking a trip together. I'm not really sure what we got, but you got the Two of Pentacles here, Aries. So it looks like maybe you guys have gone through a little bit of a rough patch, because in this two you see you've got the kind of the rough sea and then the calm sea, and the two is all about, I'm gonna move this a little closer so you can see better. How's that? Yeah, the two is all about kind of reorienting ourselves, getting ourselves on a solid path and a solid foundation from a little bit of a wobble. So it could be that you've got some things that you need to let go of too, that you're kind of letting them move into the past, and you're moving forward with kind of a different perspective and a little bit of a different foundation. But the good thing is that you're doing it together. So that's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. Not too tumultuous, which is totally okay, because we don't really need that right now. And let's see what we get for our self-care, because I think the self-care is the most important thing that we can talk about, because if you aren't okay in yourself, then you're not going to be okay with anybody else, right? So you have the Hierophant. This is all about following the rules, but in this instance, I think it's following the rules about taking care of yourself. You know, there's certain, like I was just saying, if you don't take care of you, you can't kind of be with anyone else. Like if you're emotionally a disaster, it's really hard to be with other people. But it's also about like not treating yourself in a way that you would not treat someone else. You know, if you would not speak to someone else in a mean and hurtful way, if you wouldn't treat someone in a mean and nasty, hurtful way, then why would you treat yourself that way? You know, like you look in the mirror and say, oh my gosh, I'm so ugly, or oh, I'm so fat, or why would anybody want me? I don't make a lot of money, you know, whatever it is. And that's the thing, is you would never talk to another human being that way, so don't talk to yourself that way either. It's really important, really, really important when we talk about self-care and self-love, the way that we speak to ourselves. And I feel like that's what this is about with this Hierophant here. Yep, and you have the Four of Wands. So it's definitely Four of Swords. It's definitely time to really step back, observe, and take a look at the way that you are treating yourself, because maybe you're not making enough time for self-care, and that we are all guilty of that, just not taking the time, not making the time to take care of ourselves emotionally, when that's like the whole persona we present to the world. Really, you wear all of that on the outside of you. People think they can hide it, but they can't. So really important to take a step back and observe what's going on. Are you following the rules of like taking care of yourself before you take care of other people, so that you have a good sense of self to put forward into the world? Or how are you doing all of these things? It seems like it's a lot of reflection this month, Aries, for you, and whether you're married, single, or not, it just seems like a lot of reflection, and that's okay, because it's been a pretty busy year so far. So all right, I will let you guys go. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon.